Hello, everyone. What's up? How's everybody doing? Welcome back. It's time for another watch party for mother frickin' Ahsoka. Man, we gotta sit down. We got a lot to talk about. Let me get some of this. Let me get some of this lo-fi music going. A little quiet in the background before we have a very brief conversation. Hopefully brief before this the series pops up. They've been really good about actually releasing it like directly at 6 o'clock. It's kind of not fun because sometimes they used to drop it like 5 minutes early and you could just get right into it, but whatever. What's up to the chat? Hello, I see all of my homies up in here. Jotunhammer says, X-Wang! Throws up one of these guys. Good to see you, man. Vader Fanatic is in here. Grafweb, OG. Scotty is in here. Twirly Wolf, Doom Guy. What is going on, my brother? Where is my scroll bar? For some reason, I can't scroll. Here we go. Twirly Wolf is in here. Ted's Nerd World. What's going on? Blood Guilty Gaming. Had a bunch of fun playing some Rocket League with that guy the other night, dude. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we were just absolutely getting down on some Rocket League and dominating. Of course, dominating. Good to see you. Rebel Scum Network is here. What's going on, brother? Stephen Brown, hello. I hope you're well tonight. Andrew, 46 and 2. Is it that time again? It is that time again. Big Low says, yo, what's up, X-Wing and the Hanger Gang? What is going on, my brother? King's Advisors in the chat. Always good to see you, my man. Mythos Music says, hi, everybody. Hello, good sir. Ghost Riders in the chat says, greetings. Greetings, my brother. Maria Espino, the wrench, is in the chat. Says, yo, what up? Jack Davis says, Red 13 standing by. Hello, good to see you. It's time, my friends. It's time to get down on another episode of Ahsoka. Look, I'm gonna level with you guys. I'm a little worried, okay? This is the 7th episode, okay? We don't have like a whole lot of time left. Now, what's really funny is when I say that, Andrew 46 and 2 sent a member chat and says, it can't be as bad as last week. Oh, wait, did I just jinx it? Let's hope not. Look, I have to be completely honest with you guys. There was still stuff last week that I liked, okay? Now, controversial opinion, I totally get it. I liked Thrawn. I'm sorry. He's like fat and he doesn't look right in live action. But when it comes to Mikkelsen actually playing Thrawn, I think he's the right fit. This is really going to come down to like, can they actually direct Mikkelsen to do what he needs to do to portray the Thrawn that he needs to portray? Because I don't think there's any, at least in my mind, there's no doubt that Mikkelsen can play the Thrawn that he needs to play. It's going to come down to, like, what do they do with him as a character that's going to be, like, the really big indicator about how this whole thing goes down. So, I lost track of what I was saying before that. I totally forgot what I was saying before that. Well, I'm worried. Look, okay, so this is what I'll say. It's the 7th episode. I'm hoping maybe they're going to be able to do something with the story that's going to, intrigue me to tune back in. But I will tell you this. They're in a precarious position as writers for the show because now we're on episode 7. We have a lot of, and that's what I was saying. I'm kind of hearkening back to, I remember watching the Book of Boba Fett, and I remember getting towards the last episode, and I'm like, is something going to happen? Are we on our way? Are we getting close? Is something going to happen with the story? And I kept saying, we're getting closer and closer to the finish line. Like, you're going to have to do something here to make this show work. And I'll be honest with you, this is kind of like, it's doing the same thing again. I feel like it's doing the same thing again. Like, maybe I shouldn't have put the alert box, like, directly over my face. I kind of like it, though. It's distracting. I like a good distraction. Ghost Rider, member for 12 months, says, I've not seen a bit of it. Why are you here for the watch party? Doesn't make any sense. Good to see you anyways. Leslie Tarkin is here, says, hail to all you lovely people. Good to see you. Maria Espino says, we love the crab people. Man, this one's rough. Yeah. Oh, it's up. Is it up? It's up. Is it up? Is it up? It's up. All right, part 7. 46 minutes. Hera must answer to the New Republic while far, far away. A reunion takes place. Okay, I'm going to get the thing loaded. Stand by. I'm going to get this episode loaded. I'm going to get ready to go. I got a new timer in. Everybody stand ready to fire the episode. Stand ready. Stand ready. Again, lost my train of thought. Maybe I can finish this after the episode and we'll see what happens, but let me get this music down a little bit. We're gonna get the music down a little bit. Maybe not all the way gone. We can have a little bit of music. Rod's Reel says slow burn doesn't really work for this. Yeah. Pacing is a little Andor when it needs to be a little not Andor. Okay. Is everybody ready? Give me a thumbs up in the chat if you're ready to rock. You're good to go. I don't need to wait anymore. I'm not gonna wait for the whole class, but I'm just saying, let me know. Throw a ready in there if you're ready to go. Like, let's go. Okay, everybody's ready. Ready to fire. I'm gonna split my screens here. And a steady and a ready and a 1, 2, 3, go. Okay, kids. Oh no, I'm buffering. That's probably good though, because you guys are going to catch up with me. Because my stream goes ahead of you. All right, we're up. Oh, I'm going to have to go back a little bit. Okay, we're on time. It's a very dark series, man. Dodo. She stole the poncho from Cal Kestis, by the way. Oh, her master. Kill it. Destroy it with prejudice. Doom Guy says, we are hanging, sir. Heard and understood. Minimum 3 Hera butt shots in this episode? It's possible. Ahead of you, can't wait to see your reactions. Oh, boy. Coruscant! Sorry. Is that a Sullustan with a mustache? That is a Sullustan with a mustache. I'd call it prequel trilogy, but it looks like a school boardroom for like Washoe County School District. 3PO. They didn't have the balls to pull it, so they brought 3PO in. Yeah, I see you. He says Anthony Daniels will get that damn paycheck at any cost. Bro just bought a Lamborghini with that. Like, whatever. Chopper's got a Senate seat. Nikki, shut up. I don't want to see that shit. What? What's coming? What's coming? It's good to see him again, but ugh, it just doesn't feel earned. I wish I had another beer somewhere. I don't. De Porgo. Oh. Ah, Rosario, you needed like 6 more. What the fuck? There's the voice recording. There's that Japanese music. It doesn't feel as cool this time, and it's pissing me off. I mean, I love to see my boy Hayden, but I do love my boy Hayden. This projection is gay. Tried to get a look at the sabers on the back wall. Hu Yang, the only one speaking any sense here. Was that a quip to never tell me the odds? Is that what that was? How does Hu Yang know? Uh-oh. Niggy's about to be real pissed. I know what's coming. Oh, Chimera laid like mines or something? I mean, I feel like if you fly in a straight line, you're Gucci. Oh, they chase you. They're like Cinar Systems mines. Here come the GBs. It just kind of shows you like how optimistic people are on these shows. Like I'm watching Steam notification after notification of people that I know who are Star Wars fans. Like they're playing Gmod, they're playing this game. Like not watching. Impregnated Star Destroyer. It was really good right up until the end there. The Thrawn dialogue was like perfect right up until the end. I wouldn't have put that last line in there. They're doing the old Han trick. Oh, do we have to go back to this fucking planet? Excuse my French. I'm sorry. I really don't like the whole Peridia thing. I don't want to see Sabine anymore. Like, I'm done. It's like the Ahsoka story's here, the Baylan and Shin story's here, and then there's like. Oh, it sucks. I like Ezra, but he needs to shave. Yeah, CT just put it like it looks like she has clown makeup on. Like you have a square head with purple hair and like ridiculously dark blue eyes. Like when the fuck did you do your makeup? Sorry. Those are small nitpicks. I actually just hate the character. Has nothing to do with the makeup. I just hate the character. It's weird. It's like I don't mind the witches, but what is Morgan Elsbeth's fucking place with those people? Like, oh, 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 no. So you're telling me that Anakin could have just kind of hovered around Geonosis and seen what the fuck was going on with Obi-Wan? Get the fuck out of here! Get the fuck out of here! Sorry. Bigelow just hit it. Anything you can do, I can do better. Did that fucking crab just say Utini? I'm gonna run that back later. I'm nearly positive that crab just said Utini. Why is Baylan the only motherfucker talks like this is Star Wars? Oh, there you go. There's your gunships. God, I miss LATs. They were so much fucking cooler looking. All right, here's your snippet from the release today. The old Western shootout. I hope they don't run out of fuel. Shut up, Ted. Get out of here. I got a wild idea. Why don't you give the fucking Jedi a lightsaber? Oh no, please circle the wagons. This is fucking Oregon Trail on Peridia. Sorry. I'm gonna need some more alcohol. Give me a Shin Ezra fight, and it better be fucking good. Somebody gonna give. I mean, are we not gonna? No. Oh man, Ahsoka's gonna have to pull out the lightsabers, huh? Okay. Bad writing 101. Thank you. Holy shit. Finally. Yeah, take the lightsaber. Ezra, take the fucking lightsaber. I kind of like it, but I kind of hate it. Ezra's like, fuck that. Force is my ally. Goes to work, but at the same time, like, take the fucking lightsaber. Take the fucking lightsaber. Uh, Choreography looked a little better. A little better. Ooh, that was a good scene. It was a good little clip. This is where it all goes to shit. What the fuck was that? I'm sorry. That was just like a Baylan deserves so much more respect as like a villain than whatever just happened. If they don't do some shit in 8 that rounds that character out, I'm gonna fucking riot. Was that probe droid the same shape as the dropships? I've never seen that droid before. See, that's the shit I love with Thrawn. He's like, we're missing one piece of this 178 piece puzzle. Where's Baylan? That's good. That's good Thrawn. That was fucking lame. Sorry. Oh my god, nobody heard the gigantic horse dog literally fucking galloping at you. Come on, you could do better than that. There could be a cool way to get Ahsoka into that fight without doing that. Can you imagine how dope that scene would have been if Ezra got his fucking lightsaber back and instead of dodging a blaster bolt, he had it and he was behind his back and just fucking wrecking shop right now? Oh. All right, I'm sorry. People may disagree with me, but he's fucking acting like Thrawn. He may not look like Thrawn, but he's acting like Thrawn. His language, for the like 95% of it, was a very Disney scene. She made a facial expression. Wow. Okay. Okay. It takes me like it's gonna take me a second to like gather my thoughts about what I'm thinking about what just happened. So this is really it's tough sometimes being a YouTuber because you're sitting there and you got a bunch of fucking people sitting there like, oh, say something. Like, fuck, I don't know. It just there was so much in that episode, and like still, even through this whole thing, like the only thing I'm paying attention to is like characters that I give a shit about. So like I've been paying attention to like Anakin, and I've been paying attention to Thrawn. Like I'm watching these episodes in the hopes that, shit, maybe at some point I'll see those guys. So maybe that's not a great way to watch it, but there's just like, ugh, it's hard because I really try to be aware of the fact that I'm super hypocritical when it comes to like dialogue and exposition between characters. When it comes to the prequel trilogy and Disney, but here's the thing that you have to realize is that like in my brain, when I watch the prequel trilogy and then I compare that against what Disney Star Wars is doing, when I watch like the prequel trilogy and I think about like because there is dialogue in there, it's just like, holy shit, George fucking wrote that. But it's a space opera. Like they wrote a space opera, and it just kind of fits in the theme of the entire context of the project, and so it makes sense to me. So it's a little tough for me when you go back to Disney Plus, where they're basically writing like a syndicated TV show, and it just like it doesn't work. And so something I said on the live stream I was on before I came on and did my own thing was that like I just hope they really tried to continue some of the things that made some of the things of the past episode feel like Star Wars, and this one was kind of a big miss for me. I will say the one thing that, and I don't think it's what they're doing right. I think it's one thing that Mickelson is doing right. And if they did, I really hope that they did. We don't know if it's going to be true for some time, but I'll tell you right now that just the dialogue of Thrawn feels very Thrawn-y, and that was something I was really scared of. So the Thrawn dialogue feels like Thrawn, and it sounds like Thrawn. People are mad about the belly, but like I got a little bit of a belly. I'm getting older. I'm 32 years old. I drink a lot of beer and talk about Star Wars on YouTube. Like I'm starting to get a little belly. Maybe I'm a little biased on that, but just overall the whole look, we're on the 7th episode at this point. They've given me some member berries and some key jangling that I have been very, very happy to see. And like, I totally understand. It's the low-hanging fruit. It's the fucking lowest bar you can go to as a Star Wars creator just to be like, member? But as a Star Wars fan, like, I do like some of that shit. Like, yeah, I member. And I miss it. I remember. I like that stuff. But it has its place and it has its time. And, once the rose-colored glasses come off and you start to look at what they're actually putting out as a show, you know, it's hard. It's hard. I really am, like, I'm trying to find some good in it, and I think there are some good points, but for the most part, the good points that come out of the show are things that someone else created. They're just rehashing them. And that's tough for me as somebody who's a creative and has to come up with their own fucking content. I'm writing a book. It can be tough. It can be perilous. It's a minefield. You're like, I don't want to redo what somebody already did, but the high points of the show for me are shit that people already did. Like, I mean, you're just bringing back Anakin. You're bringing back Thrawn. Like, those are my high points of the show, because I remember stories that more creative storytellers told with those people. And so it's a little bit just like pulling that lollipop back out after you haven't, had it for a while. You're like, fuck, I remember that slamming strawberry. That tasted so good, but it's not. It's just pulling the blinders off. I don't know. Look, I mean, the new characters that were created, I will tell you that Shin and Baylan, I do like those characters, and I don't have any shame in saying that. I think Shin and Baylan are great new characters, which is something you really don't honestly get to say when it comes to Disney creating Star Wars characters. But I think Ben and Shaylin and Baylan and Shin, I think they're great, and I wish we could spend more time with them. But unfortunately, it's the Ahsoka show, and it feels like, and I know it's not true, because if you went back and you actually looked at the distribution of time between characters, it's not this way. But it feels like we spend 90% of our time with the most annoying character of the show. And maybe it's just because that's like what you remember when you watch the show. You're just like, oh my God, Sabine is so fucking annoying. Like, can we not do any more of that? Can we just switch off? I even said that in the middle of the watch party. I'm like, the Baylan Shin, Thrawn, Morgan Elsbeth arc is up here. Like this, like, I would watch that show. I'm enjoying that show. Like, underneath that is, like, Ahsoka and Hera, and it's like, that's like, fuck it. That's kind of like on a, whatever. I wouldn't do watch parties on that show. And then at the bottom is, like, the fucking Sabine show. I don't give a fuck about Sabine. I'm sorry. Like, yeah, she was a really annoying character in Rebels, and, there was all this shit that happened with her and Mandalore, and I guess she's important and integral to the story to a degree, I guess, but I just don't give a shit about her, and that's a personal opinion. Don't get angry. Everybody's gonna flip out. He's sexist. I really don't give a shit about Sabine. And beyond that, what's really funny is I had hope for Sabine going into this series. I thought Sabine might be interesting. The gal who's playing her certainly seemed like she was a good actress from the previews, and I thought it was going to work out well, and it just didn't turn out that way. For me, it didn't turn out that way. So, yeah. And then beyond that, I mean, this episode, I feel like it proves beyond a doubt for me personally, just watching this as somebody who's, I spend a lot of time looking at cinematography and listening to music and trying to think, what is it that really makes us feel the way we feel about Star Wars? And this show just continually changes its tones and its themes to a degree that it really is not cohesive to any degree. The lack of cohesion really pulls you out of the universe, because at one point you're listening to like traditional Japanese music, and then at the next point you're listening to like gnarly like K-pop over here, and then at some point they pull in like a John Williams-esque kind of orchestral music, which really doesn't make sense. And then from a cinematography standpoint, at one point it's really dark and it's very like Gotham, Batman, grayscale, blue scale kind of cinematography, and then it cuts to this very wide, bright, open, interstellar kind of, like full color scale, like space battles. It just doesn't mesh and it doesn't vibe, which completely fucking takes me out of it. And that's just from the stuff that I'm seeing, the stuff that I'm hearing, before we even get into the characters and the issues that I have with the characters and how they don't really interact with each other the right way sometimes. Sometimes the delivery of the pacing and the lines is off. Sometimes the framing of the camera work is off when you have somebody addressing the other person. There's a certain lack of veteran talent, might be the word, or a certain lack of guidance from somebody who's made good movies before on this. And I think this is something that's probably plaguing a lot of Hollywood, is that there's a certain lack of understanding of the way that cinema should be made. And in an age of streaming, basically taking Star Wars movies and putting them on the small screen, I think they think of it as a streaming show when this really is the budget of a movie and it needs to be made like a movie. And I think we're just missing a lot of the maturity that comes from making, major projects where you have to fucking get this right. And like, no, you can't do that. We're taking basically George Lucas's Sunday morning cartoons and trying to put them into live action on a major budget. And we're missing some of the maturity that we need to make this acceptable Star Wars. I think that's just kind of my opinion. Up to you guys. If you love it, good on you. I'm glad you're enjoying it. There are certainly some things from that episode that I enjoyed. Different strokes for different blokes, mate. Enjoy whatever you want. And certainly don't listen to some fucking dude on YouTube. I just feel that way personally about this. And, as much as I'm really trying to get into it, and they really did, they dog-eared me in with a couple things with Thrawn and with Anakin. It's a nice sentiment, but it's just not it's not the production level that Star Wars needs to be. It's not the writing level that Star Wars needs to be. I will tell you the one thing that they have certainly started to nail down appears to be the creatures and the costumes. Minus the New Republic blue fucking whatever they got going on with those blue uniforms. They piss me off like crazy. I don't know why they're doing that with those stupid... I know they're trying to pay respect to the OT with the Purina Chow logos, but man, they could have done a lot better job. There was glue hanging out of some of the Purina buttons on the New Republic, guys. There's just so much to talk about, and it's really hard to condense it down into 5 minutes after an episode. There's a lot to talk about tomorrow. We'll go on Jay's stream tomorrow. I think it's 4 o'clock Pacific. We'll talk about some of the things as a non-Star Wars fan. What am I missing? What was the point of that? Why are we doing this? And then Thursday we'll do that late night stream. It'll be me, Nikki, and Matt, and we'll break down a little more into the guts of why this does or doesn't work as a Star Wars fan, from a cinematography standpoint, from a story standpoint, all these different things, that just kind of make, Star Wars, Star Wars. And I just still, to this day, I feel like, I'm misunderstood as a Star Wars fan. I'm just misunderstood. And when I say that I really don't feel like they get it, there are so many people in this chat right now, my people in my community, who could sit down and they could tell you when you're shooting the show, that's not right. Let's not do that. Hey, maybe we should do this. Let's change that just to make it feel like it works in the universe. And they're just missing it. And I feel like there's such simple cues, so many small things that could just so easily be fixed to make it feel like Star Wars. And they're just missing it, man. That's the bottom line. They're just missing it. But I will give them the credit that they are trying. And I'm sure it's not easy working under the umbrella of Disney, trying to make Star Wars work. But that's it, kids. thank you for watching the show with me. Thank you for being here. I'll see you guys tomorrow over on Jay's channel, and then I will see you again on Thursday over on my channel. We'll continue to hash this shit out and talk about it, and then we'll see where it goes from there. Love you guys. Have a good night.